Thanks for tuning in to this sew along. We are coming to the final part where I talk to you about making a yarn bowl hack for your round zip bag. So you can do this with any size of the round zip bag if you want like a really big yarn ball, or if you want an average size yarn ball or a small yarn ball, maybe to go size yarn ball, that type of thing. You can do that with any of the sizes really. It'll be super easy to do, and I'll show you how. So I'm going to be doing this with my small size yarn ball because I think this is the perfect size for on the go. It'll probably hold about 1 or 2 skeins of yarn or balls of yarn, and I think it's just going to be perfect. So you'll want to have all of your pattern pieces and everything that you normally need for the project. Nothing really extra special in addition to that. And then you'll also want to have some grommets. So these are 3/16 of an inch size grommets with the grommet tool. You'll also need a hammer for it. But just to give you an idea of how big that is, it's not a very big size grommet, but it's just the right size to feed a piece of yarn through, unless you're using like super chunk yarn. And if you like to knit with super chunk yarn, you might want to look at getting a slightly larger size grommet, but the process for doing all of this is going to be exactly the same. So you'll just want to have a grommet kit and a hammer and all of that. We'll really only need a couple of grommets. But what we're going to do is make the round zip bag like we normally would, and then we're going to put grommets in the top portion. So what you can do is if you have your front or your top of your round zip bag. So I have the handle already basted on, and I also have the zipper pull tab basted on. But what you're going to want to do is we're going to want to put a grommet through the top layers of this bag top. So we can do this before we really get into a lot of the detailed assembly, but what you will want to do is just make sure that you baste your circles together, your lining and your main circles together. Baste your handle on if you're doing a handle. Baste your zipper pull if you're doing a zipper pull tab. Or a zipper tab, or why did I call it a zipper pull? I'm sorry, a keychain. If you're doing a keychain hardware, base that on so that it's at the state where I have it right now. So everything's kind of assembled before you actually assemble it and put it all together. So what you'll want to do is grab some coordinating grommets that you like. So I have so many colors in this beautiful fabric that I could really pick any color of grommet to use. It could do like a contrasting pink grommet or this blue one that I have. You could even do this turquoise color. It's really pretty. I think I'm gonna go with the turquoise color. Actually, no, I'm gonna go with blue. Okay, so grab the grommets. You're gonna wanna do like 2, I would say. You could do 3 if you really wanted to try to fit 3 skeins of yarn in here. I don't know that that's gonna be a great idea for this level of thickness, or for the for this size, I'm sorry. You can do whatever you want. You can add these grommets later on too, so that's a nice thing. I'm not even sure if you can see the grommets. They're camouflaged, but they're right here and here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my hammer because we will need that for this next step. Okay, so I've just grabbed my metal stamping block. You don't have to have one of these. And my baby hammer. You also don't have to have a baby hammer. If you have a hammer, that's all that matters. Go and grab it. You can get away with just using a regular boring tool hammer. I've done metal stamping before, so that's why I have this little block. You don't need to have that though. Just make sure that wherever you are hammering, it's okay. It's not gonna cause divots or anything, because you wouldn't want that. Okay, so what you need to do is grab these tools out of here. Okay, so one is the like cutting edge, and that's actually gonna cut through your fabric. The other one is the base that goes on a block, if you have a block, or just set this on the table. Okay. And then you're going to need 2 of these. Just one for the back of the grommet, for each grommet back, okay? This just holds everything in place. What we want to do is mark the spot where we want to put the grommet. So I'm going to recommend that you put it somewhat centered in the middle of the pouch. You could also choose to do one in the center and one in the back if you wanted to have like 2 balls of yarn running, you know, from either side. That would also be a nice methodology here. I might actually end up doing that. So you have marked your center points. So all you would really need to do is just say where you want on this fabric the grommet to be. So if you've got it about dead center, that's perfect. You're going to put the pokey part just up. Might be easier to show you this on the side of the fabric because this is the cutting step, so it doesn't quite matter as much. But get that pokey lined up exactly where you want your grommet to go. And then you're going to use the end that has the hole in it that came with your grommet toolkit. And that should just kind of like sit on the knob post. Okay, then you're gonna grab your hammer and we're gonna hammer. Okay, and this is just creating a hole for the grommet to go. Okay, you might have to keep going if it didn't cut through, you know, both sides. And I'm just gonna flip it over because we obviously won. There we go. So we've just punched a hole, a rather large looking hole, in the top of our round zip bag. Okay, so next you're gonna wanna grab some pointy scissors or something. Where are my thread snips? Sorry, I've misplaced them. I don't know where they've gone off to, but isn't that how thread snips always are? So, okay. And you're just gonna wanna like trim a little bit around that excess fabric that came up during the whole cutting movement. So just trim up that fabric, okay? And now you've got the fun part. Okay, so you're going to place the grommet down. Place the side down that you want the grommet to show through the hole. Okay, and then place the washer or the eyelet on the grommet. Okay, and then grab this tool that has another round hole, but it's more flat, and you're gonna hammer. You should now have a grommet. Yay, we have a grommet. Doesn't that look great? Sorry if you can't see it super well here. It's supposed to be camouflaged. Now repeat that step for the back grommet, and you'll be able to pull 2 skeins of yarn out of this bag. Carry it wherever you go. So this second grommet is gonna be a little more important that it's dead center, just because we have one already that we've done. And you might also want to measure just exactly how far in from the outside you've come in for the edge of the grommet. So I'm at about 1.25 inches. So let's do about 1.25 inches. Okay, so that puts me like right about there. And we're gonna repeat that step again. So line the pokey part of the thing up, and then you want the cutting tool placed on top of that. Cut that hole. Flip it over if you need to finish cutting that hole. Trim it up if you need to with your thread snips. Okay, and then grab your grommet. Put it grommet side down, and then grab the little washer. Slide that little baby down on top of it. Grab the other tool, the non-cutting tool, and hammer away. And it looks really good. We've got 2 grommets. Okay, now that's the only thing that you had to do to get this cool little yarn bowl. Wasn't that easy? Now we're gonna go ahead and just make the rest of our round zip bag the way we normally would. Follow the instructions or watch the first set of videos where we make the standard bag. And we'll come back here after I've made this and I'll show you how to use the yarn bowl feature. So this makes a wonderful gift to give to people, especially, you know, your friends who are into knitting or crochet. It's such an awesome gift to give because it makes their craft more portable. Okay, so I just want to show you the finished pouch I did. That is a yarn holder. It's got the rivets, the grommets that we put in, and it's pretty much ordinary in every way except for these grommets. So it's a super easy hack to do. When you flip open your pouch, it holds your skein of yarn, and you can feed that piece of yarn through whichever grommet you prefer, and it will hold everything in place. So just, you can zip your pouch back up. Just make sure you're not zipping your yarn. And now you can crochet or knit, and it perfectly holds everything in place. And you know, you can use it on the go. Something else, because we put 2 grommets in, you could absolutely stick another skein of yarn in here. And this is the small size pouch, just so you know. Stick another one in here and feed it out the other grommet. And now you've got 2 colors feeding out of the small sized pouch. So I hope you enjoyed this yarn bowl hack. Now you've got a nice little travel round zip bag to take with you for your yarn and crochet and knitting projects. Thank you so much for tuning in to my sew along series on round zip bags. I think you will, hopefully you have bags that you really love and you know how to make over and over again, or gift, because these are really great for gifting. So I've got here the large size that we made together with a handle and the keyring tab. I've also got this beautiful medium-sized round zip bag with storage pockets on the inside if you followed along with that hack. I've also got the round zip bag. This is the extra small size with some yarn storage. This is just for a quick little yarn project if you're taking it to go, and it's got grommets in the top for you to string your yarn through. So I hope that you had fun making this sew along, and please be sure to show us what you've made in the RP Sew Alongs group on Facebook. So thanks.